Japanese walking, is it for real, or is it just social media hype? In the ever-churning world of fitness trends, few capture public attention quite like those promising extraordinary results with minimal effort. The latest phenomenon sweeping through TikTok and Instagram feeds is Japanese walking, with creators boldly claiming that just 30 minutes of this technique delivers 10 times the benefits of hitting the traditional 10,000-step daily goal. But beneath the viral videos and enthusiastic testimonials lies a more nuanced story that deserves careful examination. The method itself appears deceptively simple: alternate between 3 minutes of brisk walking and 3 minutes of slower-paced walking, repeating this cycle for at least 30 minutes, 4 times per week. Yet this straightforward approach has sparked intense debate among fitness professionals, researchers, and everyday exercisers about whether it represents a genuine breakthrough in accessible fitness or merely the latest iteration of social media hype. The scientific foundation, more than 2 decades of research. Unlike many fitness trends that emerge from social media influencers or celebrity endorsements, Japanese walking has its roots in rigorous academic research. The method, formerly known as interval walking training, was developed in the early 2000s by Professor Hiroshi Noise and Associate Professor Shinshu University at Shinshu University in Matsumoto, Japan. Their work emerged from a fascinating discovery about human motivation and exercise adherence. In one of the leading studies on interval walking, Shinshu Masuki and her colleagues instructed 246 middle-aged and older adults to walk at a high intensity for 30 minutes a day, more than 4 times a week, for 5 months. No one completed the program. They complained that it was too boring and difficult. This failure led the researchers to explore interval-based approaches that might prove more sustainable and engaging. The breakthrough came when they tested the alternating intensity method. The researchers discovered that this group experienced noticeable improvements in strength, endurance, and decreased blood pressure, more so than the moderate intensity continuous walking group. The 2007 study that established the foundation for Japanese walking compared 3 groups: those who didn't walk at all, those who engaged in moderate intensity continuous walking aiming for 8,000 steps daily, and those who followed the interval protocol. The results were compelling. People who followed the Japanese walking approach experienced notable reductions in body weight. Blood pressure also dropped, more so than in those following the lower intensity continuous walking routine. Leg strength and physical fitness were also measured in this study. But perhaps most importantly, the interval group actually completed the program, demonstrating the crucial element that separates theoretical effectiveness from real-world application: adherence. The physiological mechanisms, why intervals matter. The effectiveness of Japanese walking isn't mysterious when examined through the lens of exercise physiology. The method cleverly applies well-established principles of high-intensity interval training to one of humanity's most fundamental movements. When you work out at a high intensity, you increase blood flow to your body's muscles and make your heart beat faster. That's where we get health benefits, she adds. The adaptations begin happening at higher levels of intensity. The alternating intensity creates what exercise scientists call the overload principle. This type of interval walking taps into the overload principle, a key concept in exercise physiology where short bursts of exertion challenge the body just enough to force it to adapt. During the higher intensity phases, the cardiovascular system works harder to deliver oxygen to working muscles, while the recovery periods allow for partial restoration without complete rest. This approach mirrors evolutionary patterns of human movement. Humans are built for intermittent bursts of high effort, such as hunting and escaping danger, interspersed with prolonged, lower-intensity activity. From this perspective, Japanese walking represents a return to more natural movement patterns rather than an artificial construct. The intensity targets are specifically calibrated for accessibility. During the faster intervals, practitioners should reach approximately 70% of their peak aerobic capacity, which corresponds to a level where you'll be breathing heavily and able to feel your heart racing, but you'll still be able to carry on a conversation. This talk test provides an intuitive gauge that requires no sophisticated equipment or technical knowledge. Long-term health outcomes, beyond immediate fitness gains. The most impressive aspect of Japanese walking research isn't the immediate improvements, but the sustained benefits observed over extended periods. Another study from 2018 observed participants who did this exact walking workout over the course of 10 years. They found that those who kept up with the workout for the duration of the study experienced a 20% improvement in their leg strength, and a 40% improvement in their peak exercise capacity. These findings suggest something profound about the method's ability to combat age-related fitness decline. The researchers concluded that those participants had protected against age-associated declines in physical fitness. Even those who weren't able to maintain the workout for the full 10 years had those improvements partially preserved. This protective effect represents one of exercise science's holy grails, interventions that maintain function and vitality as we age. The scope of health benefits extends well beyond cardiovascular fitness. Researchers documented improvements in blood glucose control, making the method particularly relevant for individuals with or at risk of type 2 diabetes. Compared to energy expenditure and time duration matched continuous walking training, IWT is superior for improving physical fitness, body composition, and glycemic control in individuals with type 2 diabetes. Christian Karstoft, MD, PhD, DMSc, the first author of the review and consultant and clinical associate professor at Bispebjerg and Frederiksberg Hospitals at the University of Copenhagen, told Healthline. Additionally, Masaki said that additional studies by her team have also shown that the walking technique has benefits for sleep, cognitive function and depression. These psychological and neurological benefits align with broader research on exercise's impact on mental health and cognitive performance. The accessibility factor, democratizing high-intensity training. One of Japanese walking's most compelling attributes is its remarkable accessibility. Traditional high-intensity interval training often requires gym equipment, complex protocols, or significant baseline fitness levels that can intimidate beginners. Japanese walking eliminates these barriers while preserving the physiological benefits of interval training. It is also easy to perform and requires only a stopwatch and space for walking. It requires little planning and is less time-consuming than other walking targets, such as achieving 10,000 steps a day. This makes it suitable for most people. This simplicity represents a significant advantage in our increasingly time-pressured society. The method's flexibility allows for creative adaptation to various circumstances. Even if you're already a regular exerciser who's in good shape, IWT is a nice way to mix up your usual neighborhood strolls while enhancing your health even further. Urban environments, suburban neighborhoods, parks, and even shopping malls can serve as venues for interval walking sessions. For individuals with physical limitations, the protocol offers adaptability that more intensive exercise forms cannot match. Unlike high-intensity interval training, HIIT, IWT is a form of interval training that's accessible for people of all ages and fitness levels. This inclusivity makes it particularly valuable for older adults, individuals recovering from injury, or those beginning their fitness journey after extended sedentary periods. The reality check, limitations and honest assessment. Despite its impressive research foundation, Japanese walking is not without limitations. An honest evaluation reveals several important caveats that temper the most enthusiastic claims. The completion rates, while better than continuous high-intensity exercise, aren't perfect. In the 2007 study, around 22% of people did not complete the Japanese walking program. For the lower intensity program, with a target of 8,000 steps per day, around 17% did not complete it. This means that Japanese walking may not be suitable for everyone, and it might not be any easier or more attractive than simple step-based targets. The evidence base, while substantial, has specific limitations. Similar evidence does not appear to exist for Japanese walking, yet when compared to the extensive research on step-based walking goals, the method's research has primarily focused on middle-aged and older adults, leaving questions about its optimal application across all age groups and fitness levels. From a caloric expenditure perspective, the claims of dramatically superior fat burning may be overstated. Some have also suggested it's a way to lose weight, though Chung says the exercise won't necessarily burn many more calories than more moderate walking. The method's benefits appear to lie more in cardiovascular adaptation and metabolic efficiency rather than raw caloric burn. Exercise physiologists also caution against overstating the magnitude of benefits. Stephen Chung, professor and senior research fellow at Brock University's kinesiology department, says the exercise will provide maybe 5% more health benefits on average than walking at a normal, continuous pace. While 5% improvement is meaningful, it hardly justifies claims of 10 times the benefits. Social media amplification, separating signal from noise. The transformation of Japanese walking from academic research to social media phenomenon illustrates both the power and pitfalls of digital health communication. Some TikTok users are touting high-intensity interval walking as a way to save time, to allow people who are used to taking longer, slower walks to meet their health goals. Fitness coach and content creator Eugene Teo, in a video that has nearly 1 million likes, claims it offers 10 times the benefits of walking 10,000 steps per day. These hyperbolic claims, while attention-grabbing, risk undermining the method's legitimate benefits. The research demonstrates clear advantages over continuous moderate walking, but the magnitude of these benefits is more modest than social media suggests. The real value lies not in revolutionary transformation but in meaningful improvement combined with high sustainability. The viral nature of the trend has also led to implementation variations that may compromise effectiveness. Some users modify the intervals, adjust the intensity levels, or combine the method with other trending techniques without understanding the specific parameters that research has validated. This drift from evidence-based protocols toward personalized interpretations could dilute the method's effectiveness. Practical implementation, beyond the hype for individuals considering Japanese walking, success depends on understanding both its potential and proper implementation. The method works best when approached as a structured, consistent practice rather than a quick fix or miracle solution. If you want to embark on an interval walking training program, start low and build slowly. Try walking at your regular pace for a few minutes, then walk briskly for 20 to 30 seconds, and repeat for the duration of your walk. As your body adapts to this new exercise stimulus, you can gradually increase the duration of the faster walking bouts, EB concluded. The progression principle remains crucial. Beginning practitioners shouldn't immediately attempt the full 30-minute protocol if they're starting from a sedentary baseline. Building up gradually allows the body to adapt while reducing injury risk and improving long-term adherence. Proper form during the higher intensity intervals enhances effectiveness and safety. When you increase your pace and shift into a high-intensity interval, it's important to pay attention to your posture. Get your spine up, get your chest up, and really think about swinging your arms, Richardson says. That helps engage more of your body, while adding power to your steps. The broader context, exercise adherence and public health. Japanese walking's most significant contribution may not be its physiological benefits, but its potential impact on exercise adherence. Exercise you enjoy is exercise you'll continue, an expert noted. In a society where sedentary behavior is epidemic and exercise dropout rates are notoriously high, any method that increases long-term physical activity participation represents a public health victory. The method also addresses one of modern fitness culture's most persistent problems, the all-or-nothing mentality that leads many people to abandon exercise programs entirely when they can't maintain intensive schedules. But he still encourages people to try the technique, saying it offers the psychological motivation of doing something different than a normal walk. By providing a middle ground between sedentary behavior and intensive exercise programs, Japanese walking offers a sustainable entry point for individuals who might otherwise avoid structured physical activity. This accessibility could have population-level health impacts that extend far beyond individual fitness improvements. The verdict: evidence-based optimism with realistic expectations. After examining the research, analyzing the claims, and considering the broader context, Japanese walking emerges as neither a revolutionary breakthrough nor a meaningless fad, but rather as a well-researched, accessible exercise method with legitimate benefits and reasonable limitations. The scientific foundation is solid, with peer-reviewed research spanning nearly 2 decades and involving thousands of participants. The physiological mechanisms are well understood and align with established exercise science principles. The long-term health outcomes demonstrate meaningful improvements in cardiovascular fitness, strength, and metabolic health. However, the social media amplification has created unrealistic expectations that the research doesn't support. The method offers incremental improvements over continuous moderate walking, not revolutionary transformations. Its greatest strengths lie in accessibility, sustainability, and adherence rather than maximal physiological adaptation. For most individuals, Japanese walking represents a valuable tool in the broader exercise toolkit. It's particularly well suited for beginners, older adults, individuals with physical limitations, or anyone seeking to add variety to their walking routine. The method can serve as a bridge between sedentary behavior and more intensive exercise programs, or as a sustainable long-term fitness strategy. The key to success lies in approaching Japanese walking with evidence-based expectations rather than social media promises. When viewed as a practical, research-supported method for improving health through accessible interval training, it delivers meaningful benefits. When expected to provide miraculous transformations or replace comprehensive fitness programs, it inevitably disappoints. In our current era of fitness extremes, where people oscillate between intensive bootcamp classes and complete inactivity, Japanese walking offers something valuable, a middle path supported by science, accessible to most people, and sustainable over the long term. That may not generate viral videos or dramatic before and after photos, but it represents something potentially more valuable, a realistic approach to lifelong health and fitness that more people can actually maintain. The question isn't whether Japanese walking is the ultimate exercise solution, no single method ever will be. Instead, the question is whether it represents a useful, evidence-based tool that can help more people become and stay physically active. On that measure, the research suggests a qualified but encouraging yes. In a world where the perfect often becomes the enemy of the good, Japanese walking's modest but proven benefits, combined with its remarkable accessibility, make it a worthy addition to the exercise landscape rather than a revolutionary replacement for everything that came before.